So today it's finally stopped raining. Well, briefly, because I know the rain's due to come back in again. The garden's looking great, and I've got loads that I need to do still, but I just can't get out to do it. It's just too wet, and if it is wet, as it has been over the last few days throughout the whole of England, then really just avoid going out. There's no point, you're just going to do more damage to the garden than good. So what I've decided to do today is talk about silver birches, in particular how to create a nice looking silver birch. Now the other day I had a little bit of time on my hands and I went to a place I don't like going to really, which is a garden centre. But I found this. Now this is Betula Jacquemontii, a silver birch, but the Himalayan birch in this case. And I found this at a bit of a bargain price. So I snatched it up. I bought it for £30, which is great. I like to find a bargain. And bizarrely, I then went to another garden centre and found 3 more at £20. But they weren't as good as this one. They actually had broken branches. Now, although this wasn't being sold as a multistem, it lends itself perfectly to a multistem. And I'm going to show you how I turned something like this 5 years ago into something else. So stick with me and we'll go through that now. So there's the tree in question. It's spindly, not much to it, and it looks undesirable if you're not used to turning trees into multi-stems, which a lot of people aren't. And I'm often commented on how nice my Jacquemontii is in the garden, but it has been a 5-year journey, as most of you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this one and I'm going to kind of explain how I did it. So I was quite surprised to come across this one. Now in the bottom of the pot there you can see it's all green and manky and there's moss and all sorts in there, which to me says it's been kept in the dark wherever it was kept in the garden centre. I visit this garden centre quite regularly because I know they do have lots of little plants like this that are hidden away or forgotten, I reckon. And then they suddenly remember them, bring them out. But by then, there's not a lot to them. But in this case, it was a nice looking tree already. And this one was hidden away with the other silver birches, but it was a bit nondescript really, just sat there. So I bought it. So as you can see, we've got lots of what are potential multi-stems. I'm just moving around again as I usually do. I'm trying to keep it real. And as a result of it having so many branches, it's perfect for a multi-stem. To start with, you can start working on these as they sit in the pot. You don't need to put them in the garden and then start working on them, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start work on this tree and show you the basics of what I would do to get this looking as a multi-stem, and then I'm going to show you the tree that's already done. That is a multi-stem that I did over 5 years, and it's cheaper to do it this way. It's a lot easier. If you go and buy a multi-stem that's 5 years old as the one I've got, well, you probably couldn't afford it to start with because it'd be about £500. But, well, some of you will, obviously, but I wouldn't be able to. Well, I wouldn't want to more than able to. So I always look for a cheaper version, such as this one. So it's perfect. I couldn't believe I found it, to be honest with you. Oh, the sun's coming nicely. Actually, it's raining on me at the minute, but the sun's sidelighting this one. So it picks out now how nice it actually is. And it's got some cracking multi-stems. Now, I'm going to show you what I would want to clip off of this one. And you have to think long and hard before you make these decisions, because this is the phase now where you can make a big mistake. Although I always say that you can cut them off and they'll grow back. That's fine, but when you're doing a multi-stem, you need to keep the right ones on. So what I'll do, I'll grab a pair of secateurs and I'm going to show you exactly which ones I'm going to actually cut off. Oh, nice view at the minute. I'm going to turn the camera around. I know I'm getting sidetracked again. I do get excited when I see little scenes like this, but it looks great over there at the minute because the sun is sidelighting it. So we're getting some lovely shadows and lovely sunlight pushing through the garden. So it looks really good. And with the weather as it is, all the plants are wet, so we're getting some shimmering on things like the euphorbia, which is my malachite to the right there. Anyway, right, I digress again, don't I? So we come across this tree and now I'm going to start working on it. Now some of the bits I would leave alone completely, So you don't need to take everything off of it. So all these little skinny things, which you're usually told to remove, do not do it yet. It's too early, way too early in the season. Oh, way too early in the journey of this. So I'm going to leave those little bits. One I am going to take off is, now I am using this camera on my own, so I am going to be all over the place with it. So you're just going to have to forgive me at the moment, because I need to show you what to do. Right, this one here is attached to the main branch. You can see it there, or the main trunk there. You don't want that. That needs to come off straight away. Don't want it. Go as close as you can to the trunk itself and just simply snip it off. Brilliant, done. Now, is there any that I think I could get off? Now, looking at it, this one here is probably not going to make it long term. But for now, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to just leave it where it is, not take it off, and hopefully that will help to thicken those trunks up. So if you take too much of this off, this here and these ones here, basically what happens is it saps all the energy from the trunk. You'd think it would help, but it doesn't. By leaving them on, what it actually does is it helps to thicken the trunk up. So just leave them on to start with. You don't need to do everything in one go. So that's one little bit off. Now, I've been looking at this one for 3 days since I bought it. I put it deliberately on the floating deck. And what I've discovered is that higher up the tree, we've got a bit of a bend. Now, sometimes that's the reason they put them up for sale, because, well, they all think, or the garden centres or nurseries think we're idiots, but some of us aren't. Some of us are pretty good at it. So they put them out on sale thinking we'll buy it cheaply and we'll accept that bend. Well, in this case, that's great, because I know now that they've sold that cheap, which is brilliant for me. But that bit needs removing. But in this case, I'm going to remove some of the cane because it's actually causing me a problem. So I'll simply clip away some of that cane. In fact, I'll probably use this as a pointer now. That'd be good, won't it? So I've cut that bit off from there, and then it's left this here. So it's left those. Now, the bit in question is that bit. You can see it's bending off the wrong way. The first thing I would do is look for a point. Sorry if I'm delaying here. I'm trying to do 2 jobs at once. So let's have a look, see what we can do with that. Right, so what I shall do is I shall remove that piece, but I'm bearing in mind that I need to keep all of this pretty similar at the moment. All of this needs to be in keeping with what I'm going to do to that one. And by that, I mean, once I've clipped that, which is going to be, let's have a look at it, it's going to be about here to this strong bud here, then I need to be bearing in mind that I also need to come across here, and I also need to get it somewhere level. I'll probably take it a bit higher, which is there in this instance, and we'll see what happens. So basically, just grab it just above it like that. About there I'm going to go for, and I always do a cut which will deflect the rain. So cut it at an angle and get as close as you can to that bud, not overly close so that you're causing the bud itself problems, and simply clip it off. There you go, gone. And that's quite a big bit that I've just taken off. So there's the bit I've just cut off. Let's show you with my little pointy stick. So there you go. All that is just come off. Now, I would want to make it look a little bit better in its pot. And as I just said, I want to, it's a bit difficult, the camera work. Sorry for moving all over the place, but I want to get you close to it to give you a better idea. So take your cane, in this case, it's a cane, there. So I'm trying to put it on top of that. So we're basically looking for some sort of level at the moment. But me, I can do this by eye. I don't really need to use canes to do that. So I just showed you in case you're new to it. So what we'll do now is we'll go in on this one. We'll go in just about, actually, I'm delaying because I can see there's another little bud just above that, and I want to just take that off. So we're going to take it there. Gone. The whole thing's gone. So now you can see we've almost got a flat top. If you go back to the 80s and 90s, flat top hairstyles were quite common. Not for me, but they were for a lot of people. So that's kind of a flat top. Now, I'm not too worried about this, that little bit there. That's okay. That's going to stay where it is. I've now got to think about crossing. Things are crossing at the moment. And although I said to leave on bits that are attached to the main branch, sometimes we need to remove pieces. So in this case, you can see this one here is crossing. See how that's crossing? So we need to remove that, but I'm not going to remove it all. I'm going to take it back to this strong bud here, because that's going to be better long term. It's going to help to strengthen the plant up. So I'll simply remove that piece as well. So that's gone. Another one. Throw that on the deck. I'll probably slip over that in a minute and break my neck, knowing my luck. So that's got rid of that from crossing while it's in its pot. Now you can see here, it's also crossing back over to that. And I need to think about, do I leave that for now or do I take it off now? In this instance, I'm probably going to leave that alone. I'm going to let it do its thing. We're going to let it thicken up a little bit more. Lower down, is there anything worth taking off? No, we'll keep most of it lower down. It won't make no difference. Now I'm going to keep all this on, because I want this branch to thicken up. This is part of the multi-stem, because there's going to be one, well, technically there's going to be 1, 2, let me get my little cane out. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then the main one, 4. And we need to get all these working together. We need to get them so that they're thickening up correctly. Now, you've just got to leave it alone for the time being. You can't do anything with those. Just leave them alone and let them be what they're going to be. But I will level these ones up as well. So what we're going to do, because there are some there now that's taller, so it's no longer a flat top at the back, we're now going to remove some of this. So I will take... It's not easy, you know, when you're trying to look through the camera and you're trying to look at your secateurs and you're trying to look at your trees. It's difficult. Got nobody to help me. Kathy don't want to help me. Anyway, so this one, I'm going to go right. Let's get you a better picture. There you go. So that's gone. So again, there you go. A little bit more gone. So as you can see, there's still a bit at the back there, what needs to come off as well. So we'll look for a bud. Let's have a look. Oh, let's get that out of my way first. So we'll look for a strong bud. Now, sometimes I just feel the actual trunk or branch itself, and if you gently pull your hands across it, you will feel little bulgy bits. They're the buds, dormant buds in this case. So now I'm going to go for this one. So we're going to go for that one now. So it's still got quite a bit above it. What, 6-7 inches above it? But that's going as well. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know you keep thinking, oh God, what's he doing? I'm improving the tree. So it's looking good. So I'm now going to look at the rest of it. Let's move your camera angle so you're not getting bored of the same angle. Right, we're going to have a look now. So is it worth doing anything else to it? So we've got nice structures. We've got nice bits going on all over it, all down here, nice branches coming in. If anything, I would have said, let's zoom you up a bit to that one. Wrong way again. Right, this one here, if anything, I would have said, oh, it looks all right on the camera, but actually this one here is actually about 2 inches taller than the one on the left, which is that one. But I ain't worried about that. That will not cause any problems to this tree. If anything's going to cause a problem to the tree, short term, it'll be this little one in the middle there, because it is going to cross. And it's not really offering much at the moment, which is that one. So that one there may cause a problem. May cause a problem. If you're worried about it, then I'll show you a little trick. Just take it off there. Leave it at that. Now remember, this is going to take some years to get this to where you want it. Unless you've got loads of money, and a lot of us haven't, then do it bit by bit. Take your time with that. Now, I'm going to leave that at the moment at that. It doesn't need anything else doing to it. The only thing I probably will do, and I'm not going to do this till spring, is take it out of that pot and then pot it into some fresh stuff. But you don't have to. You could plant it directly into the ground. Now, it would be still a good time to do this. And if the weather is going to be good in the future, then I probably will get it in the garden. But to be quite honest with you, we've had so much frost and ice that I don't want to really risk it now. I'll probably leave it, which is bad really, because I prefer to plant all my trees in autumn so that the roots get established. So because I will be planting it quite late, I'll probably plant it in its pot and leave it in its pot. I might pot it on so that I've got some good stuff in there. Put it where I think I want it. Dig the hole out. I've shown you this on another video. Dig out an hole, pop that in, backfill with that soil, leave it in the pot, but remember it's in the pot, and then start watering it and just leave it where it is. Leave it alone. So now, see if we can get a good view of that from a distance so you get a better idea of what I've done to it. So it's looking quite nice, I think. I think that's looking good. So that is the initial start of creating your own multi-stem. But remember this, you've got to get a plant that has 2 or 3 different stems low down. This is how they create them in the nurseries. When they're very young plants and whips, either maiden or just seedlings or saplings, they will clip out the main leader, which forces it to become a multi-stem. They don't grow magically as a multi-stem. The great nurserymen that are out there that produce these things, they create this. So that's great. So if you can only find a tree with a single stem, all is not lost still. If it's skinny, and it has to be skinny, not too skinny, but it has to be skinny. If it's as skinny as this, it can still be done. So imagine that is the only branch we've got. The main leader is the only one we've got. What you can do is you can do it now in winter, as long as you put it aside and protect it once you give it that cut. What you can do is you can go right down. Oh, typical, innit? Look, the cane's bloody showing it. Right, there you go, that's better. Yeah, you get a better view of that now, actually. You can see this one's already silvering up now. I'll talk about that in a minute. So what you would do is, in this case, I would go right down to that bit there, which would have been a branch. You can see the darkness there. So that little dark bit there is where I would clip it to. I clip it at an angle. There'd be nothing else on it, no other branches, no other leaders, and then within a very short time you would start to get new ones developing. Now if you're not sure, just go feel up the branch like I taught you earlier. Go up the branch, feel it. I can actually feel there's one at the back there, right there, another branch waiting to grow, another dormant bud, and I can actually feel one above it. And if you go up, you can feel them. They're all around it. They're all dormant. So if you're not sure, go quite high up to there. Take that off and then just wait and you'll be amazed. In fact, don't go for that one. Go for them in this case. So you've got all those dormant branches, and what will happen is they'll all shoot out different angles. Boop, 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 boop. And it'll be brilliant. That'll be a great one. So you need to get into the garden centres now in winter to see what they've got there, because they have got some bargains there. Now what I'm going to show you now is where I'm thinking of putting this, and then I'm going to show you what you can get from the results of what I've just shown you. So bear with me, don't leave me just yet, don't skip and don't go. So this is a bit of a wildlife area, and there's a plum tree there on the left near the grass that you can see. Point it out, that one there. That's a plum that I cut down, remember, I pruned it. And Kathy's not keen on it, she never has been. And to be honest, neither am I, because I know we can produce a lot better look in that area by removing that, and it looks fantastic. I'll agree with that, it looks fantastic, and I might just leave it a bit longer. But this birch can go into one of those areas, so I've choices. I've put a little prunus there, a little shrubbing prunus more than a tree, and then there's that tree itself, and I could put it there. Now to the back corner I dumped loads of rubbish there. Let's wander over there and show you. I just dump rubbish, and that's really because it's a wildlife area. But there's nothing to stop us planting it at the back, or so you would think. But in this case, in my case, I can't, because we have the old-fashioned cesspit here, just here, under that lawnmower, can you believe? And then this is what they call a catch pit here. So I can't put it there because I would be causing problems with that. So we'll leave that alone. So the best place, in my opinion, at the moment would be where that prunus is. Now I've only just planted that prunus, so it's so annoying that I'm considering this already, but it would look nice. Now the other option actually is to plant it, and I'm taking up a bit of room, so Kathy's going to be having a right go at me, is there. Let's show you from the distance where I would put it. So there you go. So I've put it there, and that would give us some sort of a protection in the sun, because remember these cast apple shade, so they're really good. for doing that, and for a seating area, perfect. Now personally, I'd rather remove that tree, that plum tree, and I know you'll all be going, oh, blooming heck, don't do that, don't do it. But to be honest with you, it will improve the long-term look of it, because there are options with a plum tree. If I leave it, yes, we're going to get plums. 9 times out of 10, we never eat them, we give them away. But the other option is to actually cut that across there and put some sort of a ledge on it or a bit of wood, which will actually act as a bird table or as a little table to put my cups of tea on, something like that. So I could do that, and that is an option, and it's one I'm considering. Now, should I do that, if I did do that, I would then put the birch closer to the grass that you can see. This is the grass, that's the mule that I think was a cross between two grasses. Still waiting to see that. But that is where it would look absolutely brilliant. And to be honest with you, if I was to do that, I would put the tree where the grass is. Bear with me. Don't leave me just yet. There. So you can see that would look cracking. Absolutely cracking there. So I would remove the grass and put it in front of it or to the left of it. But that's something for the future. So something I'm not even going to consider doing yet. But as I said, that prunus would be the other ideal area for it. And that at the moment is my favourite area, because I could actually move. Oh, I'm moving all over the place, aren't I? So that prunus there would actually be better to be put that side of the seat. And then we could then move the silver birch. Remember Betula utilis jacumontii? I'll put it on the screen for you so you can run out immediately to your garden centre and buy one. But what I'm saying is, that's probably where it's going to be better. Right, bear with me, I know I'm moving all over. Remember, I'm not Gardener's World. I've not got 15 cameramen helping me. Well, actually, I only use about 3. Remember, I was on Gardener of the Year in 2004, so I know exactly what they do. Anyway, so here we go. So there's the tree there in front of the prunus, but it would be where the prunus is. It would look way better there. And then what I'll do, oh, I'm waving my stick around. And then what I would do is I would move it, again, going the wrong way. I would move it to there. I'd put the prunus there, and then the grass, well, pretty much anywhere really. I could put it to the left, or I could just move it. So that's what I'd do. So that's just a thought for now. So as you can see now, that silver birch is looking great from the work we've just done on it. Now, we're not going to touch that again till probably late spring, maybe early summer. We're going to see what develops, see where bits and bobs are coming from, and see how it wants to grow. And then we'll upset it by moving it and taking bits out it wants to grow for the benefit of the tree. Now I'm going to carry it with me now, because now we're going to show you, for those that haven't seen this before, I'm going to keep close to the ground so you can't see. I'm doing a reveal. So for those who haven't seen this before, that tree I've just shown you was exactly the same as this when I bought it. That tree there. And that's what I turned it into over 5 years. So look at that. Is that not beautiful? That, believe it or not, was exactly the same as the tree I've just worked on. Not exactly, because it can't be, but it was basically the same at that time. And I turned it into this. So over time, what you do then, we'd better tell you now, or you'll all be moaning at me, but what we basically have to do then is we have to keep looking at the tree month on month and year on year, and we have to remove branches. So anything that you can see here, such as that was a branch, and I would have lopped that off because I would have thought, not working, don't want it there, I don't want it to be there, because aesthetically it probably looked rubbish. So that's what we have to do. We have to keep taking out sections. So year on year, as I said, you have to keep finding bits, and they will grow. There will be bits growing in here, inside, in the middle, that'll grow. Now I'm looking to clear out all the throat of this, all of this section's got to go. It has to go. Otherwise it's going to cause problems. The second tip I'll give you is that you let it grow skinny. So originally these little branches, as they are up there, would have been lower down, a lot lower down. But what I tend to do for the first 3 years, and in this case that's exactly what I did, for the first 3 years I kept clipping back all these little skinny ones to a level, to say, let's show you, to Where's my camera? There it is. So I levelled it and I kept cutting all the sections down. They grow, I cut them down again. So every time they grew, we took them back down. So something, let's have a look, like that. That one would be perfect for it. I would take them out, bring them back down. Why would you do that, you're asking? Well, I do that because, let's tell you, I do that because I want to take out the vigour of the tree, and by doing that, it keeps it a bit lower. Believe it or not, that will help to keep it lower, and it has done just that now, and now it is looking beautiful. This year there's going to be loads of catkins. They've started already. You can see them sticking out. They will droop in about 2 months' time. They'll drop down. Be beautiful. So that's why I do that. Now, this time of year, you need to start looking at your tree again. So we can see here that there's one inside there, that very branch there. I'd actually get away with taking that out. Doesn't need it, it can go. Now you think, oh no, taking that out, that'll ruin it. It won't ruin it, it's going to improve the look, and it's going to prevent future problems, because I can already see if I can point it out to you, that's it there. You can already see, if you follow it up, all the way up there, it's actually causing a problem higher up. And that's not easy to see on the camera. But although you might think, oh, I'd leave that, I would leave it alone. No, take it off. Be brave, be brave. Watch me, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to prove I'm brave. So take it off right as low as you can. So down to there. The reason I'm doing the secateurs that way is because these have a different side. Can you see that? Look. So I want to get to as close as the branch as I can get, or to the main trunk as I can get. I'll leave a little bit, but not too much, and I'll take it off. Look at that, hey, it's gone. Now that is going to improve it. Let's show you. There you go, look at that. It's long, isn't it? Long and big, and a lot of people would be scared to take that off. Don't be scared. You don't get trees like this by being scared and leaving bits on that should have been removed 5 years ago. You got to do it. Now, when I was walking past this the other day, I noticed there was another branch that was not correct. And that one there. So can you see it goes right up into the middle? I don't want it there. I want it to be more open, more, well, they always say vasal, so like a vase. It needs to be like a vase shape. So again, I'm going to go back as close as I can with my knife, my secateurs, it's not a knife, is it? A pair of secateurs, and I'm turning it that way, upside down actually, so I can get that cut closer to the main trunk. And there you go, that one's off, gone, done. So that is looking better. Now I'm going to look again, see if there's anything else I can see. There are higher up, but I tend to just leave things higher up now because they are going to cross, as is the nature of trees. But the lower branches needed to be removed early on for the benefit of the tree. And that's just what I've done. So there's not really, oh, I can see one more that might cause a problem in the future, but I think I'm going to leave it for now. You shouldn't do everything in one go. You should leave it and come back to it. And I'll show you with the cane I've got. That one there. See that there? Although you might think that one needs to come off. Oh, the camera's moved. Although, that's my fault, I'm pulling it around. Get back. So, although you might think I need to remove, hang on, let me have a look again. That one there, which is also there, that'd be wrong. You need to remove that one, the big one, because it's actually crossing further up and causing a problem further up. So there's the options of either taking that one off, or further up there's another little one which you can't really make out and I can't reach to it, but there's another one coming in above it crossing, and I would probably want to remove that. So that's what I'd do. You must constantly look at your tree to see what's going on, because if you need to get a pair of ladders out and get up inside it, that's what you need to do. You've got to get on with it and do it. Now these little things here, these are leaves. They're going to be leaves next year. And they're going to look great. Now you can either choose to remove those once they start growing, or just leave them alone for now, because they're not going to hurt anything at all. Just leave them alone. So I'm really happy with this now. The upkeep of the tree. Now silver birches are brilliant for putting next to buildings. People get scared of trees that are going next to buildings. Don't worry about it with the silver birch. They have very shallow roots and don't really cause any problem like an oak would. But you can plant it close to the building. But you must remember regularly to mulch it with some sort of a feed, or feed it. And you can feed it with chicken pelleted manure, or you can put a bag of compost around it. Anything that's got a bit of nutrient in it, just feed it while it's young. And then it should produce you something like this, which is absolutely beautiful. There you go. So that's the silver birch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the other one that we've been working on towards it. And we're going to show you what it will become next to it. So there's the one we've just been working on. And then to the left of it, there's the one that looked exactly like that 5 years ago. Just like that. The very same size. So if you don't believe me, go to some of my early videos and have a look, and you will see that that is true. That was exactly like that. And it takes time. So if you was to buy a tree like this, I was probably exaggerating at 500, that's probably closer to £2,000 you'd be paying. And you can buy them at that size, you really can. There are tree companies that grow these in huge, great pots for the shows, and they would sell you one like that. But it would take forever and a day to get established. Much better to start with a small one, like that one, to actually save yourself loads of money. So there is a betula called Snow Queen, and it's a Jacquemontii. Now Snow Queen changes colour really quickly. Within 7 years, betula Snow Queen should change colour. Now there's no label on this to say that that's what it was. It just tells me it's a Utilis Jacquemontii. But I would not be surprised if this wasn't a Snow Queen, because it's already getting its white low down, which seems quite early. Unless they've kept it in this pot for 10 years, then I would have said that this is possibly Snow Queen. But I'm just going to call it Betula Jacquemontii Utilis for now. So we'll back away, show you the beauty of that one. It really is stunning, but you need to put the time into it. Everything comes at a cost, and betulas do come at a cost if you want to get something like this, as beautiful as this. And in the winter we get this beautiful ghostly silhouette. The annoying thing is that the branches go green with all the rubbish, the mould and all that. So it does go green, as you can see, and all we do with that is we wash it. Later on this will start peeling again, which it's already starting to do, to be honest. See if I can show you that. So we've got bits that are already peeling there, and we would simply, if we wished, remove it, and then we go back to a really nice finish, as you can see. Don't worry about doing that. I call it bark therapy. I love doing it, particularly on the bigger branches, because they have a lot more of a peeling appeal. And it's lovely to peel it. So you get a bit of bark therapy if you're feeling a little bit down in winter. Come out to your silver birch and start peeling it. It'd be beautiful. So there you go. Now, should we waste these? Now these are the cuttings that I've taken off that tree to the left. Well, we can take hardwood cuttings. We can do that right now, should we wish. I don't want any, but I'm going to show you how to take them while I'm here, while we've got it. So I would aim for this sort of size here, so you can see how far up it goes. And I would probably, so you're looking for something, as they always say, pencil thick. So come further down the branch here, and then look for what would be a branch, and it's there. So what you do is you cut it straight there, cut that straight off. There you go. And then go up to about, I'd take off these side branches, doesn't need them, take them off. And then I take that one off. Oh, I'm not showing you, am I? There you go. Look, take that off, and then cut this at an angle. Let's look for a branch. Don't really matter at this face whether there's a branch there or not. Can't feel on that low down. So what I'm going to do is cut at an angle there. That will inevitably die back, that top bit, and then we can cut back again. Oh look, there's another one there, look. So we would take that off as well. Get rid of that. Don't mess about with them. Take them off. There you go. So I might go stick that in a plant pot. Who knows? Who knows? In fact, I like to do odd numbers, so I'll probably do 2 more. Let's have a look. So let's show you again. So there we go. There's a nice one. Cut it straight underneath that. Gone. Take the branch off. Get my camera right. Camera's going mad again. Just bear with me. So here we go. Sorry about the delay. We're just trying to find a camera wherever it is because I can't see it. Right, okay, so here we go. So we remove where I just took that straight cut, remove them, remove all the branches. Remember, remove them. I go for the length of about 7 to 9 inches personally. So all the way up, and I would go to about here. Where's my camera? There we go. Right, so there's my secateurs, and we're going to do a down cut that off, and then cut the side shoots off, and the top one there. It's got to go. So we just got a stick basically. So that's two of them, and then the third one, because we do want to create. They're not so good, the others, to be quite honest with you. I'd sooner they be a bit thicker, but they're not quite there. So we could experiment with, say, this one. That would probably make a nice tree. This one here would probably make a nice cutting. So we'll cut straight if we can. And you can see it's a lot thinner. Not going to be as successful in my opinion, although for you it might be. So we'll take it at an angle there. At an angle, there you go. Take that off, then take all of those, take them off. Take all the side shoots off. Don't want them, don't need them. The tree doesn't need them. There you go. So we've got now 3 nice ones. 3 nice twiggy cuttings there. Put them into some compost, some gritty compost. So you can dip those into some sort of a rooting hormone. Stick them in a fairly large plant pot, and then simply put them behind a shed. Make sure you remember they're there, but just leave them alone. And from time to time, you may have to water it, but leave it. And then in about a year's time, even 2 years' time, you will then have a beautiful silver birch that could potentially look like this one here, and it does look absolutely stunning. I love them. They're probably my favourite tree, and one I would always recommend to put in your own garden. Definitely a Jacquemontii type, multi-stemmed preferably if you've got the room, because remember they do have quite a large canopy eventually. So there you go. So hopefully that's taught you how I save money. And in gardening, we must learn to do that. Okay, I'll talk to you on the next one. Ta-da!